Last night I had an urge that I was fighting off a demon for which I was battling internally, and I swore to myself I wouldn't make a video covering this topic. I looked at myself in the mirror, I said, Charles, look at you. Strikingly handsome, 5'6". You could suck a titty standing up. You don't need to talk about this. It's beneath you. Don't do it, Charlie. Unfortunately, I'm failing myself. I can't stop myself. It's like SpongeBob when he has the water and he's drying out. He's like, I don't need it. I don't need it. I need it. That's me right now with this topic. It's too goofy to not talk about. But the reason I was going to avoid it is because I do actually feel bad for the victims in this case because it's not their fault per se. And I've already made so many videos making fun of NFTs and NFT bros, the entire community. There's no reason to just come in and fucking slam and jam fucking windmill dunking on NFT bros again. But goodness gracious, heavens to Betsy, I can't help it when you do stuff like this. Yesterday, there was a Bored Ape Yacht Club convention, Ape Fest, where it's just supposed to celebrate your bad investments because NFTs are down like 99% value, it's collapsing, they're going extinct faster than silly bands and fidget spinners. NFTs are eating more shit than pinworms right now, and yet they still had the gall, the chutzpah, to throw an event to try and convince people that it wasn't all worthless, that there's still value here. And not only were the attendees experiencing financial ruin from buying Bored Apes because they got fucking brainwashed into it, they then experienced eyesight ruin because the event coordinators didn't take any precautions with their lighting and ended up causing photokeratitis, which is basically UV burns to the patrons' eyes. So a lot of people that went there to party at the Ape Fest experienced temporary blindness, eye damage out the wazoo. Tons and tons of people were reportedly going to the ER or experiencing all kinds of discomfort in their eyes because the lighting they used were UV lights, unprotected UV lights that they were just blasting into the eyeballs of everyone who went to the fucking event. There were so many tweets like this from concerned attendees wondering if what they were experiencing was an isolated incident or if there were a lot of other people that had this problem. So there were tweets like this popping up everywhere. I woke up at 4 and I couldn't see anymore, had so much pain and my whole skin is burned, needed to go to the hospital. The doctor told me the UV of the lightning of the stage, I believe they meant lighting, though I can't hold this against them since I can't fucking see their phone anymore because Ape Fest damaged their eyes. It has the same effect as sunlight, still cannot see normally. So a lot of people were reportedly going to see doctors about this because they were experiencing blindness. Naturally, of course, this led to a lot of people on Twitter making the same joke about NFT holders being blind anyway, so this is nothing new, but this is a very alarming situation for anyone that went because they went there and then it was hosted by a goddamn supervillain, I guess, that was just attacking everybody's eyesight, perhaps permanently damaging it in some cases, all because they went with UV lighting that they were burning everyone's eyeballs with. This became such a huge deal that Bored Ape Yacht Club themselves had to make a statement. Apes, we are aware of the eye-related issues that affected some of the attendees of Ape Fest and have been proactively reaching out to individuals since yesterday to try and find the potential root causes. Hey, look, I'll tell you what the root cause is. You did terrible job with your lighting engineers, if you even had any on staff in the first place. Knowing NFT projects, I guarantee they didn't even bother having a real lighting professional there. They just found someone nearby that was local that said he's got some lights that he can go string up there or some shit, and they're like, run it, fuck yeah, it'll save us some money. Based on our estimates, we believe that much less than 1% of those attending and working the event had these symptoms. I'm going to go ahead and call dirty barnacles on that. That's a load of fish paste. I'm going to show you some pictures from the event. There are not many people there in the first place. I feel like 100% of the attendees were the ones posting on Twitter about their eye-related issues that were caused from this. There are not many people there to begin with, and there are a lot of reports of individuals that had eye problems from it. While nearly everyone has indicated their symptoms have improved, we encourage anybody who feels them to seek medical attention just in case. And then there's a community note. During Ape Fest, attendees suffered from unprotected exposure to UV lights, leading to skin and eye injuries such as sunburn, eye pain, and temporary blindness. So here's one shot showcasing the dance floor area of the event, and it looks more empty than the dance floor at my fucking high school homecoming, and I went to a high school that only had 150 students in it. That shit looks more empty than a local dive bar hosting a Screamo-only karaoke night. So it's not exactly the most packed event, but for the sake of fairness, that first clip was at the beginning of the evening, I believe, and towards the end of the evening is when more people started to filter in. And it gets a little more populated, sure, but it's still not exactly like this fucking sea of meat here with like thousands upon thousands of people, but it is a moderately filled event for the most part, but still nothing crazy. This is the clip that most people were clowning on. One of the most pathetic mosh pits you'll ever see. This is some Weenie Hut Jr. moshing here. I personally don't find it to be that embarrassing or cringe. They're clearly having a good time. You can see that one gentleman in the red shirt just came in wearing his sunglasses at night, which usually a lot of people would make fun of, like, that's not exactly a cool thing to do. But that guy ended up being the smartest one at the event because those sunglasses no doubt saved his eyes from the UV light warfare that Bored Ape Yacht Club waged on their community. So, big W for that gentleman, but overall, big L per usual for NFTs. A very common L. Though this one is a very special one. I would have never predicted something like this happening. This has only ever happened once before, from what I can tell. It's not exactly a common occurrence where someone just puts up UV lighting and starts fucking blinding the audience. Like, that's not exactly a mistake a lot of people make. But man, that is just so par for the course for NFTs, because NFTs and the NFT community always finds the most creative ways of hurting themselves and then convincing themselves that it's not their fault, or that it's actually not that big of a deal, or even a good thing. I may have lost $100,000 minting the Glorbus Sphincter token, but actually, the experience I gained along the way has enabled me to be a better crypto trader, which is why I just put another $100,000 into Butt token. And it's like, oh, okay, whatever, brother. Like, okay. Like, they can't even throw an event without some kind of catastrophic disaster unfolding. This whole thing was meant to try and convince people that Bored Apes aren't dead, I imagine, to prevent buyer's remorse. Like, look, there's still dozens of us holding on. It's only up right now. Buy the dip. And then all of a sudden you're leaving with permanent eye damage. And you know what's wild? I bet the people that have been harmed from this, the people that are experiencing temporary blindness or eye damage from it, have already forgiven Bored Ape Yacht Club for it. Like, they're probably already over it. They're like, you know what? Hey, it happens. Whatever. I'm not mad about it. I've still got my Bored Ape, and that's all I need. I may have sold the house for it, and you know what? I'm still convinced it was a good investment. And yes, my eyesight may be fucked now, and I'm spending a lot of money on medical bills to try and fix it. But all of that is small potatoes once the NFT market bounces back, and my ape is worth 10x what I put into it. To the moon! Here it comes! I've never seen a community so delusional when it comes to things like this, so I really am convinced that the people that were harmed here aren't going to be holding the Bored Ape Yacht Club organizers accountable, even though they absolutely should. This is absolutely grounds for a lawsuit. This is entirely their fault. They ran a dangerous event that harmed a lot of people. They should be held responsible. They should face real severe punishment for this. But I'm not convinced they will, because I don't think the community will go after them for it, which they absolutely should, and have every right to. But hopefully I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong. I hope everyone that was affected here, all the victims of this terribly ran event, do pursue legal action against the Bored Ape Yacht Club for this. It is, again, a big deal. You got injured attending this event from no fault of your own. The organizers used unsafe lighting that literally fucking burned your eyes. Like, the long-term effects of that could be huge. We don't know. You suffered a UV burn to your eyes. You should be going after the Bored Ape Yacht Club for what they've done here. I understand how much you love your NFTs, but you need to understand that your health is more important than that. Plus, this is a good opportunity for a potential payday from the Bored Ape Yacht Club team. Like, what the fuck? So hopefully they do face repercussions for running the event the way they did here with this lighting. Hopefully all the victims make a full recovery and there's no long-lasting permanent effects, because again, it's not their fault. They did nothing wrong. They went there to try and have a good time and party and forget about a bad investment they made. And then they ended up walking away with actual injuries and damage from it. So I do wish them the best. And you know what? I also hope for some reason they're able to sell their apes and make some money back on it, because man, they need a W. So overall, a crazy situation. That's about it. See ya.